Hangout is live, as per usual.
All right.
It's really bothersome that that's not working. I got to check this too, because just in case, I have it set up to where I'm going to post stuff to that image link. Oh, that works. I got it to work. It must be the type of image you posted, Voth, that maybe it will only post a JPEG or a PNG or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it has to have that ending to it. That's what it is. It has to have, the image that you post has to have .jpeg or .png.
Oh, so when it adds the W equals 418 crap, it fails.
Right.
All right.
So let me find a picture of a tree. Here we go.
Yep, there. Mine loaded. That's all it was.
There you go. Okay, cool. We're good. Now you can be crazy with it, just as long as you don't post things that don't have the ending onto it. Anywho, session review. Matt, you want to go ahead and do that? There is a handout now that you can read from.
Sounds good.
You're our session reviewer.
I keep the minutes.
You keep the minutes. That's right.
Session review. All right. Episode 8. James and Jason decided that going to the Holtz weapon stash was not a very good idea because it required the crossing of borders. Having forgotten about Corlana's dead body in the back of the recon truck, James and Jason dealt with their families noticing the body and eventually burying it.
Burying it.
James and Jason made some rounds around the town and noticed that all the bodies of the infused creatures they had killed have been returned and are now infused in human form. Upon searching for the bodies...
Oh, that was weird.
that Corlana had killed with her hammer, they noticed and found out that they had actually been killed and not returned back to infused human form. Questioning a neighbor of Mr. Johnson, an infused creature Corlana had killed, James and Jason found out that the infused have a very quick and efficient way of communicating verbally, and information can be received and given very rapidly. They also found out that the Hand has given orders for the infused human to not share any more information with James and Jason. James and Jason then drove down to the Holtz residence to talk with Jonathan and found out all the information would be revealed at the public assembly the next night after that night. Upon noticing the communication process between the infused humans, Jason shot both of Jonathan's parents in the kneecap to possibly prevent an attack while James knocked out Jonathan and ran inside the house and bashed his little sister out the window.
Wait, we better post it up here again.
Jason then rushed around the house and caught sight of the communication flowing down to the infused people standing outside. He lined up a shot to try to sever the line, but James rushed over and explained that it did not matter and they should just take Jonathan and leave before I accidentally massacred the town.
Just opening fire, runs to the truck, grabs his Mosin Nagant, starts blasting all them.
James and Jason then took Jonathan and tied him up.
He'd grab his truck and drive him over like an asylum seeker.
Just command them to all line themselves up in the street and just run them over.
James and Jason then took Jonathan and tied him up in a shack in town and left his cell phone on so they could watch him and see what happened as night approached. Thank God it wasn't in our parents' basement. After making a few stops in town to acquire some food, they returned home and watched as Jonathan turned into a huge hulkish creature and burst his bonds and smashed right through the shack wall. Jason, with the help from Dee, begins again to decipher the scrolls and find out that the symbols are some sort of power and the writing is the language. Kurt immediately began working on fortifying the home's defenses again, and James and Jason discuss how the defenses would not hold if one or two of those tank-like creatures attacked their home.
Exactly. And your kill count added the little girl on there too, the Holt's daughter, as a infused human kill. All right, there you go. Anything we missed? I don't think there was much or anything really.
I don't think so.
I think we did good.
Yep, I think so. Okay. Let's think here for a second. Okay, the aspects up on the table is a Lambert home barricade defense, which is up to 8 now. And then the two overcome aspects that are sitting on the table right now are the King's Public Assembly and the Holt's Weapon Stash. You guys went to bed that night and, you know, kind of in fitful fashion from after watching Jonathan turn into this massive hulking thing and doing what he did.
And totally screw our plans.
Exactly.
We had plans.
You did.
He just shit all over him.
He just said, mm-mm. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Now, here's my question. Was Jonathan always that creature, or was that a cleansing lightning bolt?
That you will have to find out. How would you like to go about finding that out? How would you like to go about finding that out?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is there a hole where Jonathan's door was in his bedroom?
Yeah, you guys explain to me what you think's going on. Start with Matt.
I'm not sure. Theories. It's kind of obviously feels like kind of alien invasion. That seems pretty obvious. But then like the Cortallana shield ruins, which I guess, you know, other cultures could have shields. It has some kind of mystical or like ancient feel to it. So it kind of feels like a mix of, but also ancient things coming to light.
Yep, coming to bear.
Yeah. It's a fun mix.
And Voth, what do you think?
Well, I think that there's some ancient history to the world that got reawakened when planet Nibiru passed, you know, close enough to reawaken some shit, and like some ancient war between the ear lizards and the shadow people is like sort of restarted, and humans just happen to have evolved in the lieu of their absence, and so now we have to deal with that bullshit. Or at least, I don't know. Nibiru, like I said, is a Babylonian word, so maybe Babylonian times was the last time it passed through. I'm not sure.
Yep.
I love the phrase, the war between the ear people and the shadow monsters.
The ear people and the shadow monsters.
The ear lizards and the shadow monsters. That's just an excellent phrase.
Yep. So the creatures that you've seen, obviously, the first one you saw was the grappler, which looked like this. But now you noticed that the humans were regular looking. So Jonathan still looked like Jonathan, but the creatures, so when Jonathan turned, he turned into this thing. And it was almost like, you know, Hulk transformation or something. But
jeez. Yeah.
So that's left up for you guys to figure out what's going on. What's Bob posting here? My Bob.
Don't even know.
I've created a monster. It was quite the adventure. It looks like a little girl.
I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be.
I know.
What the hell?
Exactly. It was such a what the hell picture. I was just like, okay.
Oh, that's kind of like Japan in a nutshell there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. What do you guys want to do? It's kind of, well, let's do this. As you're sleeping at night, James will be awoken by a sizzling sound. So I'm going to throw an aspect up there. Plop and sizzle.
Plop and sizzle.
So he's hearing like a or more like a plop.
Oh man, it's like acid rain or something.
So this kind of like, it's not a steady sound, but it's more of a random thing. But every time you hear the plop, you hear the sizzle happens after it. What does James want to do?
Hearing a sizzle and a plop.
While you're sleeping, and it awakes you at night.
I pull the hammer out from under my pillow. Sure, it's not comfortable, but I like to keep it close. And fetch the shield from beside my bed. And I imagine I'm in boxers with a shield and hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And can I tell a direction? Like, is it coming from the kitchen?
It is not coming from the kitchen. It's actually a lot more close, coming from the window in your bedroom, which faces west.
West. So it's facing the woods over here?
Uh-huh. But now remember, you have a large barricade around your house at this time.
All right, well, coming from my window to the west, dropping hissing sound outside, I'm going to run over to the window and see if I see zombies, like, spitting acid on my barricade.
On your barricade. Well, as you approach to your window, you are going to notice spit drool that's hit your window and is like dripping down and sizzling. So it is spit acid.
Oh, jeez. That's what we need.
So they're not melting my barricade?
Oh, I'm sorry. You did look out at your barricade. I'm sorry. So yeah, you will, as you notice the spit drizzling down the window and you look out at the barricade, you will notice a fine looking young lady standing over there.
Okay, so it's not a little girl with a horse head.
No.
Because you say you'll notice a fine lady, and I glance over at the thing, and it's the little girl with the horse head still, and I'm like, wait, what? She's spitting?
Yeah, no. If you scroll your chat down, you'll see.
Okay, I had to scroll. Got it.
Yep.
That's weird how it doesn't automatically scroll when you do the picture thing.
Yeah, it's because the picture loads. The text loads quicker than the picture, so you have to scroll it down a little bit. It's weird.
Gotcha.
Yep. And no matter what
Medium,
I tried to do, it would just do that.
Frail, violent humanoid creature with an ascetic bloody drool. Oh, acidic.
Acidic. And you'll notice that it is dressed in the clothes of the Holt's daughter, the little girl. And Voth just dropped.
I'm here.
Oh, are you?
Dressed in the clothes of a little girl that Bob killed yesterday?
On the table.
They bumped me out of the game. I'm not here. I'm not sure, but I'm here.
Okay.
Hangout wise.
Yeah. Oh, there you're back now. Okay. Yes, it looks exactly like the dress and the attire that the little girl was wearing. And it's standing outside the barricade, and it's spitting towards James' window. And as you approach the window, it kind of lets off this high-pitched gagging noise. And lets off another spit that shoots at you and hits the window, and it kind of sizzles down. High-pitched gagging noise? I don't know. You go ahead and try to make it. Something like that. I can't go very high.
Yeah, me neither. I do not have a high-pitched voice at all.
Yep. What do you want to do?
All right. Thinking. I posted it.
Posted it. Okay. Bot's going to jump out the window.
I'll open it first. I won't shatter.
Oh, you're going to open the window? Okay, that sounds great.
Am I on a second story before I go jumping out my window? I can't remember.
Your house is a ranch. House is a ranch. There is no basement. There is no second story.
Right. All right. I'll throw the window open and jump out with the shield up to catch any acidic saliva coming my way.
Okay. And then you'll hear that the high pitched gagging seems to get more excited, and then she'll lob a shot at you.
This is getting really weird quick. Excited gagging.
Get your mind out of the gunner. And she is going to shoot a shot at you with her spit, and we're going to see how well James, being asleep and just hopping out the window, can deal with it. She lobs a
All right, so she's spitting at me, and this is as I'm climbing out?
Yes. What do you want to do? Or how would you like to defend? Or do you want to catch it in your mouth?
Shut the fuck up. It's disgusting. Is this as I'm climbing out the window?
Yes.
All right. Let me see then.
So as you're kind of getting out the window, you hear that the shrills are piercing, the high-pitched gagging noise gets more excited, and then it lobs another shot at you. But you did have your shield up, you said, right?
Yeah. Can I get a bonus for having my shield up?
No.
All right, I'm going to do my best to dodge as I'm climbing out here because I don't want to take undue damage. Let's see. I don't want to use my juke just yet. Roll good, roll good, roll good. It's not rolling. I hit the roll.
Did you?
Let me try again.
There
it goes. Bam! Holy Christ.
Natural. Okay. And he makes a boost right off the bat. Wow.
Hell yes, I do. I need a boost. Let me see.
So tell me what happens so obviously you notice going out the window, but tell me what happens as from your success.
Rolling a crit on the first one of the day.
Is that a crit? Oh my gosh. Voth, how do you keep doing these crits?
Magic.
That's one every session. These last 3 sessions.
On fire.
All right, I'm going to basically exactly like with the little girl, Sans little girl. I'm going to dive out. I'm going to sort of like eclipse myself behind the shield. So I'm just like a cannonball flying out the window behind the shield. I'm sure someone can find a GIF of Captain America doing this in one of his movies. And the spit hits the shield and the window and the wall next to me. And I just kind of, after the whole bombardment goes, this whole time I was sailing through the air, and then I behind the shield and continue running, and I'm just making a beeline for this spit lady.
Okay. Jason, at that time, because you're in the bedroom right next to him, even though your bedroom is in the house a little bit further and you don't have a window that actually goes outside, you will hear some commotion happening coming from James's room, and then you hear the window being thrown open, and then, you know, something entering or exiting. What do you want to do? I'm going to get rid of plop and sizzle now because that's really not prevalent anymore.
Having all these crazy things going on with, I don't know, it's been a crazy couple days for us, needless to say. So I wake up like in action mode, be like, oh fuck, they're here, they're finally invading the house. I'll grab my rifle and run into the nearest or wherever the nearest window would be. So if that's into James' room, or if it's into the living room, or however that would work.
Okay.
And take a look out the window. Okay.
You will notice James outside doing what, James?
If he looks out the window, he sees me running towards the spitter, because in my mind, she's here to weaken our barricade, and that's bad.
Right. Jason, in the shadows, back behind this spitter, you will notice, as you're kind of looking out, scanning the area, catching sight of James first, I'm sure, and then, oh, actually, I should just put up an aspect, huh? Here we go. And you're going to recognize some familiar infused creatures. I cannot spell. Look at that creature.
Is there a charger?
Is
there a charger?
This is Jason actually noticing it. James is charging.
I want player character knowledge to.
Oh, you do?
Go out the window.
So Jason notices familiar infused creatures. What do you do?
Which ones do I notice, and how many?
You will notice a couple chargers, a grappler.
Oh God!
And 4 sets of mooks, all familiar.
Well, let's hope one of those chargers steps in a bear trap.
Yeah, and it looks like, because James, James, I'm thinking that you're kind of focused on this spitter that's spitting at your window and stuff like that. So you're rushing out there wanting to get over the barricade to dispatch her once again, right? And then Jason, you're going to notice these creatures lurking in the shadows. So it's almost like, I don't know. What do you think it's almost like then?
It seems like what we've been worrying about for a while is finally, the culmination is here. They're finally attacking the house, and I mean, if there's a couple groups of mooks and a couple chargers and the spitter and the grappler, like that's not a small scale attack. That's my assumption, whether it's right or wrong, would be this is it. There's more coming. We gotta do this. I'm going
with that analogy that you're making, you're going to notice as you're seeing these creatures as kind of hanging back that they're just standing their ground. They're not making any sort of effort towards the barricade. What do you want to do?
And that spitter, the spitter's inside the barricade or on the outside of the barricade?
It's on the outside of the barricade, yeah. Okay, we'll get back to you here in a second. James, what are you doing?
If you'll scroll down to the scene map, you can see.
Ooh. Scene map? I can't see. Oh, he's drawing. Sort of ping that one down. For Asgard!
I'm charging. Incidentally, when I just went to look what the symbol was on the hammer and the shield, I realized I have no handouts whatsoever.
Correct.
Except for my character sheet. Okay.
But I can show you. Here, hold on a second. I can show you that. The hammer and the shield, right?
Yeah, I was looking for the symbol.
Okay, that is right here. You can open that up and look and see.
Alrighty. There. Now my shield's done.
There you go. Yeah, I kind of dropped all the handouts because I have them all in picture form that I can post real quick. So,
what am I doing? I'm literally, I'm oblivious to all the things in the shadows. I am thinking, kill it quick, kill it with a hammer, and I'm just running at it, and I'm going to try and kill the spitter lady.
Okay.
If I'm able to reach her in this turn, I'm going to. I'm assuming she's on the other side of the barrier, right? The barricade.
Correct. So you're going to have to get over that barricade. How are you going to want to do that?
Well, if I had any say in the setup of the barricade, all barricades should always be designed so that you can get over them easily and people can't get over them from the other side easily. So there'd be like a small ramp up or a ladder or a stairway or something.
I would think that would make sense because when you first had Kurt start doing the barricade, you were there kind of giving him sort of a little bit of an advice. Remember, he wasn't sure what to do, and he built the barricade first, which was the 4 barricade, but then after seeing the tank, he went and reinforced his efforts building the next barricade. So I think that would be a legitimate point. What do you want to do with that information?
So you kind of broke up a little bit, but I'm assuming you said yes, there's a ramp up the back of the barricade.
Yeah. Yeah, you okay, short version. Yes. Kurt, James would have told Kurt information. Yes, so there is a ramp there for you.
Okay, good, because you don't want to turn your barricade into a death trap. If they do get into the barricade, you want to be able to get out and not be like, I'm fucking stuck.
Yeah, the barricade's stuck on both sides.
Yeah. So I'm going to run up whatever the mechanism by which you ramp up the back and dive off it like I'm going for some sort of just flying hammer smash into her face. Like,
okay,
hammer smash faced all over the place.
Yep. Let's do an opposing check right now. because what's happening in this situation is you're heading up that barricade. This spitter is going to be moving back and kind of out of the way, but not taking into consideration your
Awesomeness.
Your awesomeness and your athletic ability. So as you're making this maneuver and she's maneuvering away, let's see how well she can get away from your maneuver compared to her maneuver. How's that sound? So I'm thinking straight up athletics versus athletics.
To
I
see
hope
if
you're
I
more
can
athletic than a little girl.
Yeah.
to see if I can keep position
Yes.
to hit her.
Yes.
All right. Fuck. Oh, must be
man.
Here goes nothing.
What?
3.
Another bonus.
There's another boost. All right, where do you want to put that boost? Or
I are good because I'm kicking butt.
yeah, it could also be you could create an advantage that way too. We could have used that whole situation for you to create an advantage if you'd like to do that.
Okay.
I'm kind of retconning a little bit.
It could be of me creating an advantage. I would say, Jesus, I don't know.
One boost on it. Or is that 2? No, that's
Like,
2. 2 and
I'll just call it. I'll call it Little Girl Slayer.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Go ahead and type it up there when you get a second. Okay.
Oh, with 2 boosts on it?
Yeah, because you got 5 shifts there.
Oh, I did succeed with. I succeeded with style. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 free invokes off that Little Girl Slayer. Little Grilly. Girl Slayer.
How are you planning on getting back over the barricade?
You know, here is a perfect example of a player self-compel. I didn't think. I've just tried to get the job done of killing her. So now I'm going to be on the outside of the barricade.
I will give you that self-compelled because that does sound about right. You didn't
So
think
I'm going to need
over.
that fate point to get back.
Yeah. You're loaded up with 3 of them now. Okay, go ahead and make your attack against this spitter because she's definitely not able to get away from you and almost positions herself in the perfect spot for you just to smash her to pieces.
All right.
Fight a 2, and she is going to defend. What do they usually defend with? Is it fight also? I guess it could be physique. Yeah, I wouldn't think she'd be fighting back at you at this point because she was moving into a different spot. So I think it would be more defending with her physique. Would that make sense, Voth?
Looks like he might be cutting out a bit.
Yeah, he said he's got some rain out there. Let me look on the physique here. Although you don't generally use physique to defend against attacks, you can use it. Provide action option to someone else's movement. Okay, so no, it wouldn't be physique. I guess it would just be default fight.
To defend against a fight attack, you can use athletics, fight, or you could, I mean, if you come up with a way to spin it that physique makes sense, you could use physique, but I can't imagine a little girl trying to absorb damage from a hammer.
True. So she would either be trying to dodge out of the way or fight back against it. Okay, we'll put it this way. So as you're thundering the hammer down upon her, she notices that she is not in the right position, and she'll fight back to defend against yours. your attack.
Okay.
Wow.
And that is
another bonus?
3 shifts.
That is.
Gosh.
Oh my god.
How do I stop you guys from getting all these bonuses? I guess I should do passive.
All right. Is
Okay.
this going to kill her, or should I spend some things to kill her?
Let's take a look. No, it's not going to kill her. I mean, that's 3 shifts right there that will not end up killing her because she does have consequences. So she is a S1 plus.
Will this give her a mild or a moderate consequence?
Connection so bad. What is ARG connection so bad? ARG?
ARG.
Arr.
ARG, my connection is so bad.
No.
I'm frustrated.
Gotcha. I thought it was like an abbreviation for Argentina. Argentina's connection is so bad.
You're insane.
We got to have that H on there. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see. Okay, let me get back here. Maybe we should draw a map now down here because this is actually going to turn into a conflict at this point. So Voth, I'm going to erase your handy dandy little picture down here.
There, I just moved it. You can make it smaller. You don't have to destroy it.
Okay, oh, sorry. Let me go back.
I'm just kidding. I don't give a crap. All right, let's see.
Are you happy now? And we'll take it and we'll make it nice and small just to keep him happy. That's so funny. Okay, let me draw a quick map here. I'm basically just going to draw a barricade. This will be the barricade line. Maybe. Oh, I'm doing in Voth's colors now. And that extra large, that's the barricade. Okay. Nothing really with zones. We have Jason's over here, who's just barreled himself across. James, sorry. And Jason's back here in the house. Oops. Oh,
probably face palming.
Yes. You get Jason's token. I didn't set up the token drag for Jason's yet. There we go. Okay. You're back in the house, still here. Okay. We'll say that that is a zone away. That is another zone away. So you are going to have to traverse the house to get out and help your brother, who's now thrown himself into peril and doesn't
I don't want to go and jump on the other side of the barricade. That's why we built the barricade.
Exactly. Okay, so there's the house zone. And on this side, he is engaging with a spitter. We better flip her around here. And then you saw, what did I say was there? 2 charges, a grappler, and 4 sets of mooks.
Yeah. That's a lot of mooks.
It's a lot of chargers. I just realized we're not going to be able to finish this session.
That's all right.
I was hoping to have this wrapped up by, but maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I might
We're
work
all
out
hanging
well.
back here.
I will be here for the 18th, a week from today, but the 25th I'll be in California, so I won't be there for that one.
Okay. Okay, we need some aspects on the scene too.
I propose the aspect of we are so screwed.
End of life. Maybe the game can just end here at this moment.
If we die, it's over.
Yeah. I mean that's workable, right?
Oh man, this is the
We
plan.
both died in the first zombie tower game.
Yeah.
Grab your sniper rifle, go up on the roof, and kill the Chargers before they destroy the barricade.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Okay. So you are in a conflict. It's 1+. Okay. So Voth, how do you want to, did you want to bump that? You have 3 shifts on her right now. How do you want to fix that?
Okay.
Actually,
So
let's make that grappler.
Bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
Is really bad, so I'm probably going to have you repeat things like 7 times.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Like, did I inflict a consequence on her?
You would, yes. You would inflict, with what you're at there, you would inflict a mild consequence.
If I bumped it up by 2, would I inflict a moderate?
Yes.
All right, I want to... Well, actually... God. I'm going to bump it up by 2 and spend a point of Little Girl Slayer.
Oh, yeah, let me grab those aspects down here. You have...
That's the best aspect,
actually,
yeah.
we have these aspects in play down here now. Little Girl Slayer.
All right, I spent one.
Sounds so bad.
One off Little Girl Slayer, and I want to inflict the...
You have the IR good, too.
Yeah, I just want to spend 1 off of Little Girl Slayer to inflict Hammer Smashed Face on her.
So we're going to give her a moderate consequence of smashed face.
No. Hammer Smashed Face.
Oh, okay. What, okay. I don't know where you're going with that, but we can do that.
It's a Cannibal Corpse callback.
Okay. Okay. She has Hammer Smash Face, and she has her 1 stress box checked off. I don't know if I'm supposed to share that stuff with you, but I'm just kind of doing it for learning purposes.
Yes and no. Like, I mean, it depends on the group and your approach.
It's kind of nice to know. It's kind of nice to know, like, kind of the mechanics and how it works, since, you know, when we get into games later, we don't necessarily need to know the exacts. But for now, it's kind of like when we were playing Rise of the Dragons, you know, when we hit somebody hard, how hurt they were.
Right. Yeah. So it inflicted a moderate consequence to her, and she still has a mild and a severe open. So, James, give me some RP. What happens with all this?
I run up. I come flying over the top of the wall as she attempts to juke. I, get my footing just right to where she's not going to be able to get out of my trajectory. And I'm coming flying off the thing, like, first legs are up in the air, wielding my hammer and just smash it into her face. And then she tumbles over backwards, and I slam into the ground next to her and roll up on my feet. I'm assuming she's writhing in pain.
In agony.
She probably has a pug nose now.
Yes. We could relabel that pug nose.
Hammer smash face. That's what I want.
Okay. Jason, you are at the window, looking out this open window and seeing this all happen. You're in your pajamas or whatever you're sleeping in. James has just barreled over the top of the barricade and smashed this thing right in the head. But you notice that this group of infused, that you notice that they're familiar to you because they're all ones you've seen before from previous nights, no longer stands their ground and begins to charge. So I'm going to throw out another aspect on there. Charging in.
So do I have a good view of them from the window, or do I have to run upstairs?
There's not an upstairs. This is a flat house. It's a ranch-style house.
Or do I have a good view, or should I get on the roof, I guess, then?
Yeah. You do have a good view. Well, excuse me. You have a good view from the window.
Okay.
The chargers are moving in a lot quicker.
And
next
they
are going to be upon James. James, at this time, I think you would notice the charge in, because the chargers are giving off their warped growling, low bellowing charging sound.
Nope, I don't notice them. I rolled a 0.
No, you definitely notice them coming in out of the shadows now, because that aspect is not true anymore. What is all that?
Bear traps.
Bear traps? There are no bear traps.
I rolled a notice of 0, so I'm so far in the zone that no, I do not notice chargers.
Okay.
I'm looking at this little girl on the ground preparing to finish her.
Okay. And okay, so James, back to you. What are you doing? The group starts charging in. What do you want to do?
Does the little girl lay there on the ground? Is she dead?
No, she's not dead. She just had a hammer smashed to her face, and she's recoiling to attack. This is a conflict. These things are violent creatures, and they are going to fight to the end.
I raise my hammer over my head, and I cry out some battle cry like, "Die, bitch!" And I smash her again.
No, this is just Jason's turn. Sorry, Jason's turn.
Oh, you said James. Damn it.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. No, Jason, because Jason, we were discussing with Jason what he was seeing and happening in there and deciding what he wanted to do. Then we'll get back to James. I'm sorry. My bad.
Aim my rifle at Charger 1.
Okay, so I'm going to go back and snag your rifle.
Oh, I grabbed it already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, when I woke up. Yeah.
You grabbed the Mosin.
I'm going to use precise snipe.
Okay.
And also I'm going to be yelling for the family to wake up and grab those crossbows that we...
Okay.
So hopefully we can have a little bit extra fire support.
Which you'd probably get fire support from, well, we'll see. Not saying anything. There, not sharing again. It's too much of a stupid DM that wants to share information. Okay. So you're yelling back. And
then I'm going to precise snipe Charger 1.
Charger 1. Okay.
That includes the +3.
Yep. Oh my goodness! You wrote that's a crit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's with the crust +3. Okay. I was thinking,
No, it's just the +1 and then the bonus.
Okay. And the Charger is going to defend with his athletics and see what, because he's moving in. Let's see how well he does.
Negative crit. Crit fail.
Not bad.
Bam.
So that's going to be 4 shifts. And it's going to create a boost. Isn't that how that works in conflicts?
If he beats him by 3 or more,
That's the boost.
yes, it will create a boost.
Okay, let's throw one out there for Jason. I should do this. This is going to be 1 boost on Voth. You're purple. How's that?
You're going to give him a boost called I Are Good?
I Are Good. No, like this. See what I'm saying? See, the dot colors would kind of show who those correlate to.
Yeah.
And then Little Girl Slayer with your 1 boost will go to Voth. Okay. So let's get back to the shot here. It's going to definitely hit this charger. We're going to check off with that there. You're doing 4 shifts. So he could check off his 2 stress box and then take a mild consequence that way.
I think since I'm not going to be able to kill both of these before they get to the house, I'd like to take this one's leg out so his charging days are done at least.
Okay. So
he can still be a big beast and eventually, do a lot of damage, but he won't be able to run. He'll have to get close to do damage instead of charging at people.
Would he create a consequence on him?
He's okay. This charger has his 1, 2, and 3 stress boxes open at the moment. So keep in mind I think to get it to where you end his charging days is going to have to be a severe consequence. Am I thinking that right?
In other words, he's saying it's impossible. If you end his charging days, he's dead.
Well, no, because severe doesn't really kill you. It just you need to acquire 6 shifts, but then that 6 plus he's got a 3 stress box, so you'd have to do 9 shifts.
9 shifts.
Yeah.
It's borderline impossible until they're dead.
Well, at moderate consequence, can I make so he can still walk fast but not sprint?
Consequences. Let's look at him. Moderate consequence is something like a deep cut or 1st-degree burn, exhausted, drunk, or terrified. So it's not really. It's a fairly serious impairments is what it is.
Gotcha.
So you're wanting to kind of drop him from. So you could aim to shoot him in the leg or something, and maybe drop
hamstrung
him.
Could be.
Yeah.
I think hamstrung could be a moderate consequence. It's you're not stopping him. You're just making it where he can't move around so fast.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
In D&D terms, it's like putting the effective slow on somebody. There's at wills that's
slow. Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree.
Okay.
So
I'm going to try to shoot him in the knee then.
Okay, so you want to use those 4 shifts to hamstring him or pop that cap? Pop in the cap again?
Pop in the kneecap.
So what do you want to label that moderate consequence?
Hamstring's a good one. It's even if it's not technically his hamstring, we all understand what that means.
Right. Hamstrung?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, he still has a 1 stress box open and a 3 stress box open and a mild and a severe. He does not have a double mild consequence. Okay, now we'll get back to James. James, you had your notice check. You didn't notice? Oh, did you?
I dropped. What I was gonna suggest is create, instead of his boost, create a slow effect.
Oh, you want to create
Like
instead of the create an advantage to, or create?
Yeah,
an
like
aspect?
when you succeed with style,
Mhm.
there's a lot of Fate spin-offs where you can create an effect instead of a boost. And if he's trying to slow the creature, that's the perfect example of a place where you create an effect instead of a boost.
Okay. But he would have to do. Usually, you do that before you roll your shot, though, right? But can we retcon
No,
Well,
it
it
that
said I
way?
was aiming further than me.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading right out of the Venture City thing. You can, if you succeed with the style, you can create. You have the option of creating a what do they call it? Not an effect. They call it
Advantage?
a.
Create an advantage.
I'm trying to find it.
Okay. Well, let's keep moving with it. I trust your knowledge on it, Voth. So, I mean, it's
Inflict
Matt,
condition.
Okay, inflict condition. So, if that's what you want to do,
Inflict condition.
we can put an aspect out there.
Yeah, instead of the boost.
Mm-hmm.
To C1, yeah.
Yeah, just
That
be
works for
like
me.
C1 is slowed. And then if C1 wants to overcome being slowed, you'd have to narrate how he's going to overcome this.
So we'll put
Shot
out
in the
an
leg,
overcome aspect.
Yeah, he'd have to overcome being slowed. And it's just have to narrate some logical thing and set some logical DC for that. Or obstacle or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Usually the default
just
is a
got-
2, by the way.
Right. But then when the obstacle, is there a way that you could, the players could invoke his hamstrung,
Absolutely. Hamstrung.
to add more to the difficulty?
Yeah, I just put C1 hamstrung. And then so we kind of know that he's slowed and the effects that has. And then so if I was going to make a athletics check to dodge him, and I could spend a fate point to capitalize on hamstrung and get out of his way. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yep, I totally makes sense. Because it becomes basically an overcome aspect on the table that can be invoked, right?
Right.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Matt, do you agree with all that? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I didn't know all the mechanics, but that's what I was going for.
Yeah. That, I think, what Voth was bringing up there is not a part of the core mechanics, but it's a part of one of their hacks, right?
Yeah, it's part of a billion different spin-offs. And it's just going with that idea of if it makes sense, do it. He succeeded with style. Let him do something cool. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Exactly.
I want to shoot him in the leg. Let him.
Yeah. I like that because then instead of just keep throwing all these boosts out on the table, it gives you more options there.
Yeah.
To do things.
We've got a lot of options
right now. Yeah, seriously. And to put a little more control upon the creatures there too. So, okay. James.
All right. As the little girl monster spitter thing seems a little bit on their heels from my original smash, I'm gonna run up to them, and I'm gonna come with the edge of my shield and shield edge them just under the jaw, like in the throat area, to cause them to sort of buckle over, and then I'm gonna uppercut her with a hammer and try to just take her head off.
Okay. Go ahead and make however you would like to do what skill you want to use.
All day. Bam!
Oh, another crit.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding me, Voth. Oh, that's a +3.
Oh, +3.
It's a +3, but it's still a really good roll.
Yeah. You added your +1 for the hammer fight, right?
Yeah, hammer fighter.
Okay, let's see how she defends against that. Come on, crit. Oh, that's 7 shifts.
You know what?
And her head explodes like a watermelon.
You just have it out for this stinking little girl, don't you?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and capitalize on hammer smashed face to make that a 9.
Okay.
So I'm rolling a 9 versus her 0. What does 9 shifts of damage do to this cute little vomiting thing?
You are going to take her out. You tell me what happens.
All right, exactly as planned. I shield edged her, and so her torso and head kind of fling backwards, and as she, comes back forward to counter from the off balance, the hammer's coming right up into her face, and the motion of her head coming forward, my hammer coming up, the connection is glorious, and it just splits her head open, and it comes right off the neck, splatter. Glorious blood. It splashes over me, and I hold up my hammer, and I'm screaming like, "Yeah, yeah!" And I turn around and see all these other ones coming up behind me. Oh, shit!
You hear a rifle shot go off and realize, oh fuck!
You hear the rifle shot echo off the mountains.
So my excitement is quickly drained away as I see the oncoming zombie army, and I sort of back up to the barricade and realize, oh shit, I jumped over the barricade.
Yep. And they are rushing in. The S1, game corrections here, did not have blood splatter over everywhere. There was no blood at all. But
in my mind, there was.
Yeah, in your mind. It does.
I don't want to say there's acid splattering all over me.
Yeah. It does crumple to the ground and does not turn into smoke and suck into the ground. Now, James feels like his, as he's doing this attack, he just feels this surge of energy. It's almost electric as this hammer is hitting this creature, and it seems to be inflicting pure damage and more damage on top of that. It almost feels like this spitter is vulnerable to whatever that symbol is on the hammer. It wasn't, he doesn't have the same feeling as he did with the shield, but he did from what he did with the hammer.
So hitting her with the hammer, I felt like it did additional damage, or I felt like I grew stronger from it?
You felt like you were doing not additional damage, but you felt like it was doing life-ending damage.
So instead of puffing into smoke, it feels more permanent, more solid.
And as you were, you kind of used the shield to block her away and stuff like that. You didn't feel the energy going through there. You more felt it through the hammer.
Right. Got it.
So in basically metagame terms, she's vulnerable to whatever that symbol is on the hammer.
Got it.
Okay. So
those into my bullets.
It completely bypassed all of her infusement, period.
Oh, nice. I got it now.
Yes. See what I'm saying?
Now it makes sense.
Because whatever that symbol is on that hammer was bypassing her infusement armor, that because she was vulnerable to whatever that symbol means.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So she's gone. Poor little girl is gone once again.
Splat.
Yeah, let's post it out the window again. There she goes one more time. This time to never return. She is done.
All right. From a logical standpoint, Little Girl Slayer would probably disappear since the little girl did.
That's true. Little girl is dead. All right. At that moment, this guy is slowed and hamstrung, so he's not going to make his way on there. The other one has a perfect beeline charging right towards James. The grappler is up in position, The mooks are spreading out around, waiting to get their chance to tear into James's flesh, and everything's going on here. At that exact second, something happens. And it's conflict.
Uncle Justice.
Oh, the anticipation.
At that moment, a smoke entity appears up and out of the ground in between the charger and James. And I threw up a new aspect on the table, smoke entity protection. James, what do you do?
Is that the same thing? Do I perceive it as the same thing that killed Corlana?
The same exact thing. What do you want to do?
Well, let me think about this for a second. I mean, expect smoke entity protection in a meta sense makes me think I probably shouldn't attack this thing. But as a player, I see the thing that killed Corlana. My first instinct is to either attack it or run away.
Right. Well, now, why the aspects up there? Because it appeared, actually, I got to scoot it over here a little bit. It seemed to have appeared right in between the path of the charger, the first one that's going to come hit you. That's why the aspect of protection went out on the table.
Right.
So, I mean, if it was fighting, it could have appeared over here or over here.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. But
right there.
As a player,
yes.
As a player, I get it. But James, I'm guaranteeing you would attack the damn thing. So if you're wanting it to be seen as a positive force in this field, I would probably have it unfold as the Charger's attacking, I would actually see that thing appear and somehow counter its attack. Otherwise, I'm attacking her.
And it has its back turned towards you, and it's facing the Charger. So what do you want to do?
I'm fucking James. I see it back to me. It's an easy target.
Okay.
It's a smoke shadow thing in the middle of the night in the dark. Like, tell which way it's facing necessarily.
Yep. No.
I'm just saying, if this is the presentation, James is like,
that is the presentation. It's up to you to what you want to do. And I like both ways you've spun it. So
I can't help it. I see this creature appear, and it's going the fuck down because I saw it kill what's her name.
It's the Corlana killer.
All right.
Okay. So he is going to smash it.
I feel like I'm making a mistake.
And it is going to defend with this.
And it turns around. Stop, James. It's me, Uncle Justice. Dissipate. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
Yes. All of a sudden, as your hammer comes down through it, it just dissipates and disappears.
Well, the thing that was about to save us and our family just got scared away by James.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that. You don't know what was going to happen.
If Jason would like to make a notice check, he might be able to see where it may have gone. But it's going to be against that dissipate obstacle 7.
Oh, even if I roll the crit, I'm not going to know where it is. I didn't even notice the shadows in the dark.
He doesn't even notice anything. Okay. At this point, the charger is going to barrel in on Jason.
I don't get a shot at it before it attacks James?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Sure. We weren't at that point. We were at the creature's point yet, but I think that would make sense that you could get a pot shot at it before. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay.
Not bad.
Ooh, a 6 shot. Let's see what the charger can defend with. He doesn't see against your... he's not in direct combat with you. So I guess it would be more of his athletics that he's charging in, right? Would be his defense. Would that make sense, Voth? Because he's engaging James.
Unaware.
Physique,
if he's unaware,
how much he's just going to bluntly take.
Yeah. Would this be a passive, is what you're thinking, Voth?
Generally the way I run it when someone's completely unaware of somebody shooting them, I usually just have them roll flat fate and just take whatever they get. If you want to argue that he had, like, for instance, he's got his infusement, so he's got an armor on him.
Right.
That could absorb some of it. If you wanted to go the route of arguing his physique is going to absorb it, blah, 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 blah. I mean, whatever. Just in general, bullets are like the most powerful weapon that we have on Earth currently, basically. I mean, you're not going into to some crazy nuclear stuff. I'm talking about just in general, the average person. You're not dodging a bullet.
Right.
The onus is on the shooter as to whether or not they hit you, basically. And so I just have people roll flat fate.
Okay. That makes sense. But I think I'm going to put his obstacle, because he's also trying to shoot past James, since there is like a perfect direct line. The creature is running towards James, so he's using his athletics. So I'm just going to do his athletics roll. So yeah, he's kind of shooting through James. Unless we can just do that as a passive overcome, and maybe if he fails.
If I'd rolled a crit fail, I would have just headshot James in the back of the head.
I'm going to do, instead of just doing the passive, I'm just going to roll his athletics, and let's leave it up to fate that way. How's that sound?
Yeah,
that's fine.
There you go. Okay, so that is a 5 shift difference that you're going to hit onto him, which he can cover with his 3 stress box and a mild consequence.
And you also created a shift if you want to hamstring this guy too.
Hamstring this guy, I kind of want to hit him in the shoulder just so it knocks him off his course a little bit.
Off balance?
So if he's aiming, if he's going straight at James like this, and then all of a sudden it hits him and he just swerves just a little bit.
Okay, perfect.
It hits him in the shoulder and he just kind of leans that way.
And you don't want to spend any fate points or anything like that? You just want to keep that 5 shift?
You know what? I will use a fate point since it is my brother that's being charged here, and I'll use teenage priorities that, I really want to make sure that this guy doesn't get a charge on James.
Okay. Fate point out. That almost sounds like a self-compelled, doesn't it, Voth? But that is in a conflict.
It's not causing him to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've compelled myself to spend a fate point to get a fate point back.
True. That's true. That's kind of thin. Okay, so that's going to bump it up now to a 7 shift, which would take his 3 stress box and then make a moderate consequence. Do you still want to keep that off balanced or knocked down?
Trying to think here.
Stunned,
yeah. Like that's a good one.
Stunned. Now, do you want to do that the same way again and just put because I mean that's 7 shifts. Do you want to do or does that shifts get consumed when you do stress though? No, because you still rolled it and it's still either a boost or a overcome aspect, right?
I don't understand your question.
He had 7 shifts he's doing here with his fate point. He rolled first of all, and he rolled a success with succeeded with style. So he's going to get a boost, or like we've learned today, you can do the advantage, overcome advantage, or an aspect you can throw out.
I mean, he's still doing 7 shifts of damage either way.
Yeah, but won't he still get another aspect to put out there? He could put an overcome aspect that C1's got to overcome his stunned first.
Yeah. If that's what he wants to do, he could either create a boost or C1 has a stun. Like in this case, like the hamstrung, you're specifically trying to slow him.
Right.
What is stunned trying to achieve? It might just be best to make it a boost called stunned. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's a +2 that we can add on to a next roll. So if he's stunned, he'd be easier to shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Matt, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Because it was your shot.
Yeah, I was I mean, my main priority was kind of knocking him off balance.
Yeah.
Well,
to stop him
creating
from
that boost
James,
of stunned.
but that would be like a continually knocked off balance, which would fall into what I was trying to do.
Right. Or if we're creating a boost, you could also use it in a sense of, I mean, you're popping these guys everywhere, so you could be like on target or something like that too.
Well, here's the thing with creating a boost called stunned. It's a wonderfully universal way to use +2. If he's trying to attack me, I could consume it for defense. If Matt is trying to shoot him, Matt could consume it for better accuracy because the guy's moving slower. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's just a good universal way to get a free fate point floating around out there.
Okay. All right. With that being said, what's going to happen next? Sorry, Matt, go ahead and give me some RP from your success and the stunning of C2 plus of the charger.
So kind of how I envision is he's charging at James, and I shoot over James's shoulder and hit the charger like square in the shoulder, and the concussion kind of knocks him back a little bit on his right shoulder or whatever shoulder I hit. And so when he's running in that straight line, he curves off to the side since his momentum has been shifted, and misses James in his charge.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. At that second, both James and Jason feel a power, and the power feels cold and dark, come surging out of their bodies.
Ooh.
Our bodies?
Of your bodies. And look at the picture I posted.
Oh, we're Super Saiyans.
And at the same time, this charger comes in and he's kind of off balance, and Jason's shot has hit him and stunned him, but he was still on a direct path towards James. And he is going to get very, very close, within about, a foot or two of you. And he seems to hit some sort of barrier and this barrier launches him 20 feet away, and he kind of like ricochets off of you and goes into the barrier, and he's knocked out. He's knocked prone.
Nice.
That works.
At that same second, you're going to see the priestess, Jason. You're going to see the priestess rises up out of the ground right there.
Don't try to kill her this time.
Yep. Now the grappler, he's going to come forward, and he's going to lash his tongue out at you to try to get a hold of you, and it hits the barrier and launches him 20 feet back.
So the wall.
The Southern Charger is. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Is our barricade doing that?
The Charger, the one that is hamstrung, keeps moving close in, but now you're going to see the mooks begin to back off. So I'm going to put an aspect out there, and it's going to be called wait. It's already out there, isn't it? Smoke entity protection. Yeah, there you go. So James, you all sit and see this happen, and you still see C1 is approaching right at you. And so Grappler 1 is knocked back 20 feet, and he's prone on the ground. Charger 2 is popped into the barrier as he ricocheted off you, being unbalanced, and then Charger 1 is kind of slowly still moving toward you. He's not at full speed, but then you see the mooks are moving away. What do you do? Or if you have any questions. Yes, and you can post gifts too.
I'm thinking about doing that with my hammer.
Now that would be awesome. Except for I think
okay, so
you're going to need the fly ward onto the hammer to do that.
Do I perceive this as them hitting like an invisible barrier, or are they bouncing off our barrier that we built, the wood barrier?
You're feeling that picture right above yours. You're feeling an aura coming out from you that's cold and dark.
I'm very confused.
Yep, you should be.
Huh.
So maybe I should put that out there. Let's put that aspect out there.
I'm very confused.
Cold, dark aura.
I think I'm gonna. All right, I see this guy that got shot and is pretty weak.
Record shade. Yep.
C2. And he bounced away from me?
Mm-hmm. He got so close to you with his balancing. He got so close to you. He was like within, a couple feet of you, and he just seemed to ricochet and launch off of you.
Okay, and I'm the only one feeling this aura, or both of us are aura'd up?
Jason is feeling it too.
Okay, so then it's not my shield. Fuck.
Yeah, because it's you're feeling smoke entity protection and cold dark aura.
I'm going to run at C2 since I'm very confused. I don't know what the hell's going on. I feel weird and dark and cold. But my original game plan originally was not to let our barrier get destroyed. So I'm going to run towards him since he's the closest to our barrier.
Correct.
And try to destroy him first.
Okay. So you're going to run at him.
Right. And smash.
To smash with the hammer. Okay. Let me give you some information here. As you get within 2 feet of him again, before you're within reach of the hammer, you launch him down the barrier another 20 feet. Make a actually no, I think I'm just going to retcon that. He is going to, that second launching, he's going to dissipate into smoke and get sucked back into the ground.
Interesting.
Oh.
Start charging everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, I charge at C1.
Okay, so we'll do this. You start making your way, charging back towards C1. Jason, what do you do?
I feel cold, and I kind of see that weird stuff's happening out there, but it doesn't quite set in that James is now
you're seeing
vulnerable, like
James propelling people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're making sense, so I'm gonna keep shooting like normal because not that any of this really makes sense to in Jason's mind, but this especially like hasn't clicked yet.
Okay. All right, who do you want to make a shot at?
Charger that's left out there.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, shot 1. Let's defend with his athletics. Yeah. So you're kind of off a little bit. Go ahead and give me some RP at this moment with your failure.
The flashing light from those things being propelled is still kind of blinding me a little bit, so I just have a grazing shot on the charger. Okay.
Maybe the aura is affecting your ability at this moment. You're not quite used to what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Feeling this energy surging out of you. So yeah, your shot kind of goes wide, hits James in the leg.
He bleeds out.
Hamstrings James. I know, seriously. A Mosin shot to the leg. Oh, that would suck. Okay.
Has anybody else in the house awoken yet?
Yeah. Let's say Kurt has come into the room carrying his shotgun. He's like, what in the world's going on?
We're under attack, Kurt.
He's like, ah. And then he's going to go jumping out the window. And you see that he catches sight of the smoke entity. What does Jason do? There you go. Oh, yes, that is exactly what I'm going to have happen here, because James is running at the charger and the charger's running at James.
That guy on the right,
the charger's going to be the yellow balloon.
He doesn't even move. He just launches that smaller
He just launches him. Yep. Okay, so Jason, Kurt is out the window, and he's got his shotgun lined up on the smoke entity. What does Jason do?
Kurt, what the hell are you going to do from this distance with a shotgun? You're going to hit James. Where's your crossbow?
Okay, we'll get back to that here in a second. James and the charger are going to meet in the center. Definitely. Are you there, Voth? Did we lose him?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted.
Okay, great. Give me some color commentary. What happens to the charger as you guys both meet in the center?
That GIF, I think, says it all.
The charger gets launched because you're moving pretty good, so he gets knocked back about 40 feet, and then he hits the ground and dissipates into smoke.
Yes.
Yep.
That's my plan.
Okay. The mooks take off, and the grappler is going to begin to move off. He picks himself up off the ground and slowly starts to move backwards. James, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm having fun absolutely ricocheting people. So, I mean, if it's working, why stop, right?
Yeah, it's true.
I charge the next guy.
Okay. Give me an athletics check to see if you can get there before he can take off. Now, you're a highly talented athlete, so this is going to be a pretty, an average thing for you to do. And there's nothing really impeding you in your way. So I'm just going to give you an obstacle 1 to be able to get there.
I already did it.
What did you? Oh, easily done.
Oh, gee. And he gets bonus.
Yep. And so you get to this guy, you hit him, and you launch him 40 feet, and he'll hit the ground and dissipate into smoke. And how would you like to line up that bonus, Voth? I guess that would have to be pertaining to that guy, but then he's gone. Or you could load it up to IR good again or something.
Yeah, you could toss it on IR good.
Okay. Okay. The threats are gone, except for Kurt. He hears Jason.
All right, we have to kill Kurt.
He hears Jason saying, what did Jason say again to him? One more time.
I said, Kurt, grab your crossbow. You're gonna, if you try to use a shotgun from this distance, you're just gonna end up hitting Jason too.
Okay, it sounds to me
Or
like
James,
you're trying
too.
to convince Kurt, right? As he's in the heat of the moment and doing this here. How would you like to try
not
to
shoot us?
How would you like to try to not convince? How would you like to try to convince him to stop, get back in the house, and go get his?
I'll kind of push him up against the wall. Like, hey,
no, he's outside.
What are
He's
you
already
doing?
outside.
Kurt's
You look
outside?
up, yeah, Kurt's outside. Look on the map.
Oh my
He
God.
jumped out the window as you were saying this stuff that's going, we're under attack. We're under attack. And he just barreled out the window with his shotgun and saw the smoke energy there, and he's going after it.
Oh, Jesus. Well, Kurt's dead.
And you will notice
Kurt, no, that
there
thing
is
will kill you.
And there is no aura.
I'll try to run after him and tackle him before he gets there.
Okay. So you're going to jump out the window. He's at that spot there. Okay. That's going to be a pretty fair thing for you to do, to get out your window and jump and grab Kurt at the time. You got your Mosin with you. Are you going to carry your Mosin, or are you just going to drop it and go?
I'll drop it and go. Since
Okay.
all the threats are gone.
Okay.
So do you perceive the shadow creature as our friend already?
No, but I perceive it as it's going to destroy Kurt.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Let's put that in an athletics obstacle 3 to get out there and tackle Kurt before he gets a shot off at the smoke entity.
I are good at tackling Kurt?
Or, I guess, yeah, the stunned would go away now too. C1 hamstring would go away. Smoke entity protection's still there. And cold dark aura is still there. IR good was mostly on James, but I don't know. How do you do that?
No, I don't think I have any boosts for this situation.
And familiar infused creature is no longer true. So these are the
I
last
mean,
two that we
IR
play.
good, I would argue, could flow over to him because he's been witnessing me slaughtering stuff out there, and it's sort of like we're on a team, so we're on a roll.
Right. Now, Jason, you said that you perceived the smoke entity as an enemy.
I perceive it as very dangerous.
Okay.
I still don't know that it's been saving us, but
okay. See, I'm trying to think of some sort of way to compel you in this situation.
Well, what are you trying to? I guess I would think of it in terms of what are you trying? What's the dire situation that you would create?
I think that this thing's about to kill our mom's husband.
Right. So I guess there really wouldn't need to be a compel because it's still sort of kind of in the confines of a conflict, even though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even remember, like I said, if you knew there was a great compel there, you would know it. Like this is
right.
What are you going to do? Compel him to run after him like he's already doing?
Exactly.
I mean,
it's.
Are you trying to get him to attack the shadow creature? You know, what is it that you're trying to achieve?
Right. Okay. So he ran out and he's going to try to get to Kurt. And there's a 2 shift difference there that he's not going to make it. So Jason, tell me what happens with that failure.
I catch my foot as I'm trying to go out the window and I tumble down and fall.
And then Voth, did we determine that he could consume the IR good or no?
He can if he wants. I mean, it's got 2 bumps on it. He could bump himself up by 4.
Okay.
I mean, because I created that bump as sort of, or that boost as sort of like a in the zone sort of thing. And like I said, he's been watching me through a scope slaughter people. So I would assume that he feels like he's on the successful side of this altercation.
Yeah, that could make sense.
And I feel pretty confident after slowing down the one charger and making the other charger miss James with his charge.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and consume that. That will give you a success. So maybe you go ahead and tell me what happens with the success.
I'll get out the window, run after Kurt, and tackle him before he can get to the smoke entity.
Okay. So you got Kurt. You got him down. You drop him down to the ground. The shotgun blast goes off. The smoke entity kind of turns around and faces at you two. And then she turns around and looks back over at James out in the field and everything. And then she's just going to dissipate back into the ground. And then both James and Jason feel the aura and the protection go away. The smoke entity goes away and the aura goes away. What do you guys do?
James, still rather confused. I don't know if he would even necessarily correlate the aura with the repelling stuff I was doing, maybe to a certain degree, but I feel like there are lots of monsters nearby. They just ran off, right?
Yep.
So I will follow them on foot, racing behind them. Right now, I think I'm in Super Saiyan mode, so I'm going to see if I can find them and mess them up.
Okay. All right. So you're heading off into the west, into the mountains and everything. And you are not seeing anything. So we'll put you up here. So Jason, you notice your brother tears off. Kurt's turning like, what are you doing? What the heck was that thing?
I'll yell after James to get back here.
He's like, I could have shot you.
Yeah, you could have shot yourself too or been destroyed by that thing. That's the thing that killed Corlana earlier. Bullets don't hurt it at all.
And he kind of gets a concerned look on his face like, oh, crap. And he's like, oh, well, then thank you, I guess.
Damn right, thank you. Go get in the house and make sure everybody is okay. I'm going to find James.
Okay. So he'll return back into the house. You check on the family. What does Jason do?
I'm going to get up on the barricade and start yelling for James.
Okay, what do you say?
James, get back here, idiot.
I've run off pretty far. It probably is a distant echo, and I just kind of turn back around and yell generally about, there's monsters out here. I have to find them. It's pretty dark, though. I'd assume I'm bumbling around in the woods.
That's the thing. Like, it's dark enough where I feel like running out there, I'm not going to be able to actually find him. So I'm going to stay on the barrier and kind of keep a lookout.
Okay. You still have your Mosin with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, James, you're just kind of wandering out. They've taken off. You can't see any signs of them. You're getting darker as you're heading further away from the house, and it's starting to get cold. What do you do?
I'll probably spend a good 30 to 45 minutes just scouring the woods and the edges and looking and looking and looking. And if I can't find them, I'll slowly come back to the barrier where James was shouting. And I'll look at him, kind of a little bit of disappointment on my face. And I'll say, there's one of those shadow creatures, the one that killed Corlana. It's somewhere out here.
Jason?
Can I hear him from where he is?
Yeah, he came back to the barrier.
Oh, he came back.
Yeah.
I'll say, I'll go with you. I'll help you kill the shadow monster. I think the only thing that's going to work on it is your hammer. Like, I think that's why it attacked Corlana. My bullets aren't going to do anything, but I'll help you and try to spot it for you.
I mean, I've been out here for like an hour scouring the woods. It's dark. It's a shadow thing. What am I supposed to do? I don't know anything about this D&D bullshit.
No, I don't think we're gonna be able to do anything tonight. Let's go yell at Kurt.
Get in contact with Uncle Justice. Yeah, what was that crap?
He's your friend. I don't know.
He's not my friend. I mean,
he tried to run up and shoot the shadow thing with a shotgun, and I had to tackle him, and he almost blew his own face off.
It sounds like Kurt. Don't let him touch a vehicle or a gun. Just stick to building walls.
Building walls.
We're going to call him Trump.
Build a wall.
Oh, there's a beholder now? Uh-oh.
Yeah. And then a beholder comes in and eats James' face.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, middle of the night, I guess we should try to get some sleep.
Yeah, check on the family and go to bed.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay. Anything else?
That's that, man.
Okay. Little encounter there.
I was very pleased with popping the little girl's head off with the hammer.
Yes, you did. And then you pinball bounced some chargers.
Yeah. That was like cartoony as hell. Like, I just imagine that GIF like just happening over and over and again.
You're just like, whoa, what was that? Wait, run towards that guy.
Oh, I did it again.
I did it again. Okay. It's nighttime. Things progress as regular, and nothing out of the ordinary happens, and you guys head into the morning. What do you want to do?
Kind of go out and check the barricade and see if any damage was done out there.
Okay. I think you would find some damage from where the charger had been launched by James and struck the barricade. I think you would find some damage to it there, but it would be, well, we'll just leave it at that. So we'll put the barricade down to 7.
I guess kind of make notes on what needs to be fixed and give Kurt instructions on what we want him to do.
Okay.
It's funny. He's our stepfather. We're like, do this, do that, do this.
Just do that.
Damn it,
Well,
Kurt.
His aspect.
I just saved his life. You better do what I tell him to do.
There's Kurt. I don't have all the answers. Is his trouble.
Makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so Kurt will get working on the barricade there again, kind of dutifully listening to his 2 stepsons, and repair it back up to its defense 8.
Nice.
Yep. Now, things that are pending as your overcomes is the King's Public Assembly. That is something that's going to be happening this late afternoon. And then the Holt's weapon stash. What would you guys like to do now?
Well, we have to decide if we actually want to attend this thing and like see what's going on, or just completely stay away from it.
Yep. I guess what would be the purpose for going to the public assembly, and what would be the purpose of going to the weapon stash?
Well, the purpose of going to the weapon stash is clearly to liberate some guns that we've established are of limited use.
Right.
Going to the assembly at this point is kind of sounding death trappy.
Yep.
While
it is, but at the same time, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think we should take a couple of rifles with scopes or binoculars or something that we can look from really far away and try to get a feeling for what exactly is going on here.
Okay. The only rifle you guys have with a scope is the Mosin. Well, the Mosin doesn't have a scope. It just has dry sights. But you do not have any other long-range rifles.
Well, then we have binoculars? I mean, I assume we would have got binoculars from somewhere.
Did they have them in your 72-hour kits?
We could have got them at the that sporting goods store we raided.
That's very true. You guys do have the sporting goods supplies on as your extras. So yes, you could say that you did find something like that.
Yeah. Try to find a building where we can look down on the assembly.
Sure.
And there's not going to be any super tall buildings in town, but a couple stories maybe.
Yeah, I would figure that. Yeah, let's put this red one here. That there could be a building like right here that you could view over to the field to watch in the cover of night.
Perfect.
Okay.
Can we go there during the day and kind of similar thing to what we did with Jonathan, like set up a cell phone so we can hear what's going on?
Sounds to me like you're trying to create an advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can definitely head over there. But you'll probably need to go over there and see what's going on to see, how things would unfold. What do you want to do?
not sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely doable because you have access through your laptops to these cell phones. But the building that you could get onto also would be close enough to where you could hear.
Oh, we would be able to hear from the building.
Correct.
Okay, well, then never mind. Gosh, I'm not sure what to do until then, though. I guess.
I mean,
maybe
we
take
get
some
it all
time
set
to.
up.
If James told me how well that hammer worked, maybe take some time to etch those symbols into my bullets.
I am going to try to compel Jason that you're here and you guys are discussing your plans and trying to figure out what to do. And then you begin discussing about these bullets and stuff that you're going to want to take some time and dig into the deciphering of the scrolls.
Yeah.
Dee's there with you too. Dee's still in the house recovering.
Well, Dee and I are working on the scrolls. I'm going to tell our siblings to all the bullets for the rifle and for the 9mm to start etching those little symbols into the bullets from the hammer.
Okay, so you're gonna. Who are you having do this?
Our siblings.
Okay, you're going to have them etch the symbols. Now, remember from last session that we talked about this and the things that you discovered from your deciphering of the scrolls. That
Got to be an
it's
artisan.
it's kind of like Chinese calligraphy. It's not just going to be etching them in there.
Gotcha.
There's something more that goes with it that you haven't discovered yet because you're still just getting the basics of this language.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll keep studying for now then.
Okay.
Let's roll a, was that a lore?
Do your lore. Now, before you do your lore, you do have that stunt to where widely read, where you can create an advantage if you would like to try to do something like that. So, I mean, what would be, if you wanted to do that, you can. If you don't want to do that, then don't worry about it. Then it's just your straight lore roll.
Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. How are you going to want to create an advantage pertaining to this situation?
I guess we can use one of our laptops to kind of study other symbols and calligraphy and from other cultures to try to see if we can find any patterns or correlation or just how experts read symbols.
Okay. Considering that that's going to be a pretty average thing to do, but that your internet connection is really, really limited. It's going to take a little more time to do that and to come across thing, and a lot of web pages are down. So I'm going to put that in an obstacle 3 to get that advantage, to overcome that advantage. Oh, holy
Bam.
cow. Oh, no, you don't get the 3 on there, though. Oh, yes, you
not
do.
yet?
No, yes, you do. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'd pass it anyway.
It's a plus. Yeah, wow.
That's a boost. Or, yeah, that's another boost. So that's very, very good for you. That's wait a second. No, you created the advantage, and then you get 2 free invokes on it, is what it is. That is going to be really, really good for you. So what would you like to call that advantage? Made a connection? Connecting the dots?
Me is smart.
Me is smart.
If we're doing IR good.
I like a damn books. You want to do it? Me is smart. Like that
We'll
sounds
do
lame.
strong.
Beginning
Strong
to
researcher.
understand. What?
Beginning. I like that. Beginning to understand.
Okay. I mean, that's 2 free invokes. That's pretty darn good. Okay. Now go ahead and make your lore roll as you're beginning the decipher process.
Just a straight lore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you start. You
I might
think
as well consume both those boosts.
Yeah, you're thinking you're beginning to understand, and you're making a little bit of progress on it, and then that gives you 1 shift against your 11 decipher.
Can I consume both those boosts right now?
Absolutely.
So it'd be a 5 against it.
Yep. So that would take you down to 8.
To 6. Right, from 11 to 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it 6?
It was at 11, but if I'm
Yeah.
using 2 boosts,
Oh,
that'd
5
be
off.
a 5.
Yeah, it would be 6.
Right?
Okay. I put 8 on there. Perfect. You make the connection.
We're getting close.
We're getting rid of there. So you're beginning to start to understand this whole process. Now, one thing, we'll say you get the basic fundamentals of the language, okay? And you find out for sure that creating, to begin the warding process, oh, that's another thing too. You had the skill at terrible of warding, right? Let me put that on there, which you haven't begun to do. So as you were having thoughts of thinking that, you know, have everyone start scribing on these bullets, the symbol that's on the hammer, you'll find out that it's going to take a lot more of that. It's more of a talent that needs to be developed in doing this. And this is a talent that Jason could work on, but then again, he's going to have to use game time to work on it.
Yeah.
Okay. In beginning to do this, because you're thinking in your mind, hey, if I put that symbol that was on Corlana's hammer on a bullet, it'll cause the same thing. And it you know, in metagame terms, it should go past their infusement. Right?
In theory.
In theory. But that's what you're thinking. And so then you're discovering with this deciphering process that you're starting to understand the language and the symbols. So the symbols are something called wards, W-A-R-D-S. And they immune power from the earth to the object that you put them on. And when that object has that power, let me get to my notes. That power, it's not really a magic that does that, but it immunes this object with the certain power of these wards that it will allow it to do something against the Anunnaki. The wards are specifically against the Anunnaki. You will find out that that ward that is on Corlana's hammer is a bludgeoning offensive ward.
Bludgeoning offensive ward. Okay.
And then the symbol that is on her shield is a bludgeoning defensive ward.
Bludgeoning defensive ward. Okay.
Okay. And that's what you're going to discover.
Okay. I will relay that info to James.
Now, James, I'm trying to provide information. Nope, I'm not saying anything. Go ahead. What do you guys want to do?
How much time has passed?
That would be a 2 to 3 hours. So we'll say 4 hours has passed.
Okay.
But you can, you guys can. What is James doing at this time?
Looking on in utter confusion.
Okay. Confusion and not understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys want to do now then? We've moved past that scene of the deciphering process. What would you like to do now with your time?
Well, I mean, we've got two things as far as James is concerned. We can go to the school and try to observe this stuff from afar, or we can wait for Uncle Justice.
Yep. Oh, I forgot something. Matt, you could have used D as a fate point too, to add another 2 onto that.
Oh, awesome. So dang, we're down to
4. Okay. You want to use her as a fate point?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, because she can help you in the deciphering process because she's intelligent. Like here.
Let's do it.
Here's D for you.
So I would say we should kind of get to that building and get in and get set up before everybody starts showing up to the assembly. If we show up while everybody else is showing up, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yep. What do they call that? That is a what do the police call it? A stakeout. You want to set up your stakeout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're wanting are you wanting to create an advantage on this situation?
I don't know necessarily
If we
creating an advantage, but
like, okay, if we're going to have roles that are to observe this, if we have to make roles to actually see what's going on, then yeah, we would create an advantage called stakeout.
Okay.
If we're just going to get some exposition, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
So I could just throw out an aspect called stakeout, right?
Yeah. Like if we're in a stakeout, that's just letting us know that we're in a stakeout. Yeah. If we have pending roles, then I would like to create an advantage.
Right. Real word stakeout. I guess so. Okay. I'm going to call it public gathering stakeout. Okay. All right. So you're just going to make your way over there. Is there anything you want to do as you're going on the trip? Again, there's nothing that's going to impede you along the way unless you'd like to check somewhere or do something before you head to the building.
Let's swing by the shack that we had Holt trapped in and just get a first-hand look at what he did there.
Okay.
Did he leave behind any clues?
What kind of things are you looking
It's daytime or nighttime right now?
It is daytime.
It's daytime? Okay, in that case, we'd swing by Holt's house before we go to the shack and just see if Holt is back.
Okay. Holt is back. So you're back over at the Holt's house.
How about his parents and sister? How are they doing?
Well, the sister's dead.
Sister, I mean, you're going to ask him about sister?
Yeah. How's your sister, Holt?
How's
With
your
words?
Sister, with words. He's going to go, she is no longer with us.
Huh.
What happened
So she
to
didn't turn. She didn't turn into smoke when I annihilated her. So she's like dead.
Yep, she's still
Or did
sitting
she
out there.
smoke out?
She's still, her body's still sitting out by the barricade, smashed and back, looking like a little girl.
Oh, that was her. She came to the. Oh. Oh, it was the
Yes,
sister.
all the familiar, which I think Jason realized, but all the familiar creatures was not familiar as in, oh, this was a grappler, this was a charger. I'd seen those before. It was familiar as in that was the charger from the night of procuring Dee and David. That was the charger that you killed, not face-off charger, but the other charger that was at that same intersection that you had to fight with. That was the mooks that were at the intersection up there, and the mooks that were down by the one where you fought the face-off charger. That was those exact same creatures. And the grappler.
And that was the little girl.
Yeah, it was the one grappler that had D in the first place.
Oh, so they. Yeah, neither of us got that they. When you put familiar, I think we both meant, oh, we know what a charger is. Oh, we know what a mook is.
That's why I'm sharing it with you now, because you guys totally didn't bite on my my aspect and ask any questions.
So
I didn't know any other way to make that poignant for you to understand that, or to
sure.
You recognize the faces of the monsters specifically, as in, I don't know. I mean, you could have put something a little bit like their faces are familiar. That would have clued me in to think more than just, oh, it's a grapple.
Oh, that's true. I could have put familiar faces of infused creatures.
Yeah,
that's true. Had faces in there. Okay.
So anyways, now like I just kind of clicks with me when he says she is no longer with us, and I think back to that hammer smash face, and I was like, as a sister, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what about your parents? Are they with you anymore?
Yep, they're both there.
So just the sister.
She's no longer with us.
Parents crawling around on hands and knees, or do they have a normal walk now?
They have normal knees.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to shoot him in the knee again.
Hey, that's a good compel. Let's give Jason a compel.
Oh jeez, come on.
This is mildly funny.
This is where I need the compel for. He's too curious from the detective. You're too curious for your own good. You want to know if you shoot him again in the knees that they will.
I can't see Jason's sheet at all.
No.
I mean, I can't see James' sheet at all. I was going to look at his aspects.
It should be in your journal.
Oh, it's there. I just have bio and info. I can't see.
Okay,
Yeah, we can't see each other's.
Okay, I can see it now.
Aspect, an intelligent, talented athlete from humble beginnings, something to prove, always in the shadow of James, teenage priorities. Mr. Mind Games has his taste for vengeance.
Yeah,
you're missing one aspect. I don't know what it was though.
Oh, is he missing one? Oh, you are. The last one.
Mr. Mind Games, teenage priorities.
It was the
trouble.
It was the last one that you had given yourself. What was it? I can't remember it.
Oh, I'm blanking now.
Yeah, me too.
Smarty pants.
If I type letters, no, not teenage priorities. Here, maybe it'll like auto-populate for me if I find the beginning later.
Yeah, I completely blanking.
Yeah, I can't remember it either. Because it was one that you assigned in the third phase where, because you gave James the aspect of I am the shield, well, I'm family guardian or whatever, and then he gave you Mr. Mind Games has a taste for vengeance. Then James gave himself, he may be my twin, but he's not me. And then there should have been something that you gave yourself an aspect.
Yeah. No,
I can't remember what it was. I know I've never invoked it though.
Well, think up a new one. You had a character growing thing.
You had a minor milestone.
It could be really fun and sort of reflect your desire to shoot them in the knee. Like the random desire to shoot them in the knee would be like perhaps like your perception of reality is somehow becoming frayed. I mean, you just shot them in the knees and their knees are back. And so you want to shoot them in the knees again as a method of the boundaries of reality or something like that.
Go ahead.
I was thinking kind of willing to do what needs to be done, like not afraid to do the dirty work.
Oh, shrink from the brink. That's what it was.
Shrink from the brink. That's what it was.
And you did invoke it all the time.
That's true. I did. Shrink from the brink.
Because
but we can change that if you want. I kind of like what he was thinking.
No. Well, yeah, willing to do it needs to be done. Maybe he's overcoming his shrinking from the brinking, and now he's just willing to do what needs to be done.
I think that ties in with a taste for vengeance and something to prove is like, especially with what's been going on, all this crazy stuff. Like I'm kind of over it. I'm like, fuck it. Let's figure this out. I don't even care anymore.
Not afraid to get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
Like you've done some dark shit.
I'm going to compel that. Willing to do what needs to get done. And how do you want to get things done, Jason? While you're sitting here at the Holt family.
Well, hold on a second. Just instead of willing, I think willing to get your hands dirty kind of implies a lot of the dark shit you've been doing,
that's
like
true.
chopping people in the knees. Your sort of willingness to slaughter the neighborhood to stop a message.
Yes, that's true. That is true. But now that becomes permanent too. So it's always true. Willing to give your hands.
Exactly. I mean, it's a beautifully compellable aspect.
That is.
Willing to get your hands dirty.
Okay. I think it's safe to say we've realized at this point that if we shoot these people, they're just coming back tomorrow. It's the hammer's the only one that is not making them come back. So
right. But you're being compelled to get your hands dirty. How do you get your hands dirty? After you noticed, after Mr. and Mrs. Holt come walking around the corner with no problems with their knees at all.
So I guess
you're scientific.
We've never tried.
Yeah.
We've never tried killing anyone when they're in their human form.
There's that theory, and then there's also that you've been trying to etch your bullets, right?
Oh yeah,
and
I'll use a sample bullet.
MJ says you haven't succeeded technically because it's an artisanal thing, but this would be a perfect option for you to test one of your bullets to see if you've mastered the artisan of crafting them and just fucking blast his parent.
Perfect.
Leave one parent for the next compel to next time you etch a bullet to test it.
I like it. So first of all, then I'm going to before you shoot, we'll keep that shoot. I'm going to need a warding check.
Okay, so that's just going to be
right. You have that warding skill. I think his warding skill is -2, wasn't it?
I don't have.
Yeah, it's on there.
Oh, negative. Oh my gosh.
Well, you rolled a 2.
Hey,
Not bad. Not bad.
Well, what was the obstacle?
Well, yeah.
Either way, I mean, that's going to be semi-effective, but not fully.
Right. So
so shoot them in their arm, and their arm won't grow back.
Yeah. So you're beginning your warding here you made a pretty good breakthrough this morning on your warding, and it's still fresh in your mind, and you inscribed this on your bullets, and and you're wanting to test your theory and everything. So, but it's it's a great obstacle, and unfortunately, and this is your first attempt at it. So that objective is going to be a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
You're looking
So
at an overcome of you're going to be looking at an overcome of 6 for the warding for that to be properly done. So
right, well,
I thought great was 4.
Give it a shot.
Great is 4, but he had some other factors that went into there too. Okay, so you pop. What are you going to do? Explain to me how the scene unfolds.
I will politely ask his parents if they could stand still. I need to test something.
Okay.
And with the calmness of a maniac, I will
sociopath.
Yeah, I will shoot one in the arm.
Okay.
Or, well, let's make it the knee again, because I'm getting pretty good at that. And the other one in the head.
Okay. Who are you going to shoot in the arm and who in the head?
I will shoot the dad in the knee.
Okay.
And the mom in the head. I mean, there's no real good answer to that question.
As soon as he does this, I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I can just picture that. Jason's having this like analytical conversation. He's like, okay, Mr. Holt, I would like you to stand still. And Mrs. Holt, would you please stand still? Thank you very much. I like this. And then he pulls the 9mm and goes, pop, pop.
I'm just testing something out.
Yep.
What?
Okay.
What? What are you testing out? You just shot him in the head.
I put some of the symbols from your hammer onto the bullets, and we'll see if it has the same effect as the hammer.
Okay.
Because we can shoot these things every night for the next 50 years, but they're just going to keep coming back.
Yeah, hold on a second. Before you guys continue this argument, the 2 shots have been fired, and this is what happens to the 2 people. Obviously, Mr. Holt drops down again to his knee. He's out. He's down on the ground again.
He sighs annoyedly.
You pop Mrs. Holt in the head, and she turns into smoke and sucks into the ground.
Well, I guess I understand, but it just seems, what if you had succeeded? What if we find out a way to this infused crap? You just killed Holt's mom. Well, I mean, she went into dust, so you didn't kill her, but you could have.
You're the guy who just smashed his little sister's face like a watermelon. I don't know that you have a leg to be standing on.
I didn't realize it was his sister.
How did you not realize she's wearing the exact same clothes as from when you killed her before?
Look, I was in the zone. I just smashed her. I did it.
Notice checks from both of you guys. Obstacle 4.
Wow. Whoa. Oh, I thought he rolled a 4. Oh, fuck, I did roll a 4.
You guys are having this argument, and all of a sudden James notices words traveling from the neighbors.
Oh, fuck. They're telling on us again. Just don't. I immediately put my hand on his gun. Don't. Don't.
All right.
Let's just get out of here. Thanks for your time, Holt. Sorry about your mom.
Yep. Jason.
She'll be back.
You have an aspect, and you're in this situation that these freaking idiots are talking about us again. And you have an aspect called Mr. Mind Games has a taste for vengeance. And Holt's just kind of standing there, Jonathan Holt standing there in front of you after you captured him and tied him up. And it's kind of frustrating to you in this whole situation. How do you want to extract revenge? You're kind of losing it.
Are you giving me a fate point?
I just did.
All right.
No matter
I'll shoot
what,
him in the head too.
Holt or me?
Holt.
Pop and Holt. Okay, make a shoot
Taking
check.
out my frustration.
Yes.
All right.
So Jason turns around and pops him in the head.
I'm in an
like
argument with James,
too.
and without even looking, I just raised my gun to the side and blast Holt in the head.
The way I see the scene playing out is you guys are arguing back and forth about this whole thing, and then all of a sudden Jason notices that they're talking about us freaking again, and then he gets that vengeful feeling in him, and he takes it out immediately. Just pulls his gun up again and pops Jonathan right back in the head.
Yep.
All right, MJ, do you mind if I do some GMing or some GM
Sure.
advising?
Absolutely.
Right. This is what I think. All compels should come at some sort of cost. Him doing this outright is just it's just kind of like, you know.
You guys
but
just
what I
haven't
was
picked
thinking,
up yet on the cost. There is a cost. That's why I did compel that right there and then.
Oh, right. I know they're going to some place and powering something up. But I'm talking about among us, because we don't really know all that stuff.
Right.
I'm thinking like maybe some sort of will check against like his sociopathness, and to see if like I take mental stress or like some sort of
I see.
a distrust of him or a worry about him, or maybe one of my aspects, like he may be my twin, but he's not me. Maybe that could turn into, I think Jason might be losing it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. And in reaction to this?
Right. Because, I mean, this is pretty deal around willy-nilly shooting people in the head. Just like, fuck it. They're just going to come back. And he's also loaded with bullets that may or may not kill them permanently. And, you know, this is my best friend and his parents. And their heads are just getting blown off in front of me. And Jason's like all being analytical and sterile in his progression of just headshotting people. It's kind of an insane scenario if you think about it.
Okay, I'm going to self-compel you on that then. That's great. So let's first of all resolve the shot. Go ahead and make the shoot roll.
All right.
Yeah, you blast him right in the head, and he immediately turns to smoke and sucks into the ground. And now, Voth, go ahead and continue with your self-compel.
I want to be staring James in the eyes the entire time while I'm doing it. Like, I didn't even look at Jonathan when I shot him. I'm just looking at James, still talking to him.
So do you want to do that a will check for him or for you is what you were thinking, Voth? No, he must have dropped again.
I'm here. It's just breaking up pretty bad. So I got the impression that he was just looking at me in the eyes all deadpan as he blew my friend's head off.
Right. You see the vengeful look come across his eyes, and he just raises his gun up, points it at Jonathan's head, and pops him and smokes him. Turns him back into smoke and sucks back in.
This shit just got dark.
Yep.
So here's my thing. I would say it's up to the GM which way you want to go or how exactly you want to do it. You could either have me roll my will against an obstacle of that shoot that he just pulled off to see how much stress, potentially consequences I take from it. Mm-hmm. That's option A. Or option B could go with the creating of a new aspect, and I could replace he may not be my twin, or he may be my twin, but he's not me, and replace it with Jason. It just got really dark or something like that. I'm worried about Jason, or Jason is going off the deep end.
Okay, so that an aspect that James is starting to think that that Jason is losing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say either which way with that. I would think from the compel that you are the shield of your family, that there would probably be, I would think that even both would apply to do that will check, because you're going to take mental stress because you're the shield of your family. And then at the same time, you're worried that Jason's losing it here.
Hold on, let's see. I'm going to put
and so you can change the aspect, and then we'll resolve the will too.
all right, my aspect, I totally misspelled.
Worried.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
I'm worried Jason may be losing his grip on his humanity. So, and now I'm going to roll my will.
We'll just put worried Jason may be losing his grip on humanity. Okay. And go ahead. And
Jesus Christ, I rolled a 0.
Yep. And this is pretty big. I mean, this is going to be, you've just seen him pop him in the head, and you've had the day earlier, he popped both of them in their kneecaps, and then he's just kind of doing all this stuff. And then you may be worried too, because he was at the window this last night shooting with his Mosin directly kind of around you, even though shots were making it. So let's put that.
I'm going to spend a
obstacle 3.
What am I obstacle 3ing against? I thought I was rolling against a shoot. Oh, then give me that fate point.
No, we're doing this obstacle 3 against his. It's the overall situation.
So then I just take 3 mental stress?
Yes.
Okay, that's not so bad. I'll just click off my $3. I thought I was going to be rolling against his shoot, since he's all like looking me in the eyes and being all creepy morbid. And I would have had to take a consequence, and that was going to get scary really quick. But if it's just stress, that'll go away quick enough.
Exactly. Or will it?
Alrighty.
The aspects out. Okay, what do you guys do from there?
I just look at him. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Jason?
Nothing's wrong with me. This situation's just crazy. He's going to be back and fine.
You have
we should go get ready
etching practice bullets in there. What if one of them works and he never comes back? We're trying to save them.
That's why I tested them on the parents first.
They're still his parents. At least test it on people we don't know. Or let's go find Weird Willie and test it on him.
We know everybody
let's say
in
you're
town.
having this argument as you're heading over to the shack.
Yeah, but there's people we don't like. You could test it on Dinas. That guy's a dickhead.
All right, let's go. Next round, I'll test on Dinas.
Whatever. Just let's go to the shack.
I don't know why you're all upset. Nothing happened.
You shot him in the head, and you looked at me creepily the whole time. That's not nothing.
To drop out a fate point to increase that mental stress upon James.
I don't know. This is a lot of high and mighty talk coming from the guy who killed his sister twice. Once as a human, once as a spitter. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Yeah, I was not intending to. It was awesome. I was in the zone. It was self-defense. Yourself. You were looking at me like I don't even know. I don't know. It's like I don't know you right now, Jason. Just
what's worse, going into a blood fury and murdering a little girl, or scientifically testing something to try to help us moving forward?
I would say the scientific weirdness is worse because it's calculated in your thinking. You have to be kind of a dark person to think, let me test killing people, you know? That's like some Mangala shit.
Show of hands, who has killed somebody who will not come back tomorrow? I'm not raising my hand. You're raising yours.
Just fuck you. Just fuck you. I get a distant stare out the window as we drive, not talking anymore.
Okay. Do you want to take a mild consequence, or do you want to take just another stress box?
Oh, so you're not bumping up the original
I just-
stress by 2?
I just bumped it up by 2 is all.
Well, it would
So-
if it's part of the original thing, I would
Yeah.
have to take a consequence. If it's not, if it's an altogether separate thing, I could just take a 2 point.
Yeah, I've just bumped it up
Want me to
as
take
this
a mild or
conversation
mark
went
it
on. I'll leave it up to you. I'll take. You can
All
either
right, I'm
take
going
a
to create a
box or
mild
2. Okay.
mild consequence of.
Yes, you can test it on the fast food guy.
Yes, you can. You can absolutely.
I was gonna say, I don't think James will be upset about that one.
All right, I created my mild consequence.
Okay, what'd you put on there?
Jason is fucked in the head.
That's awesome. That's great.
Now he can compel that against me.
Yes, he can.
All those years of you bullying me are coming back to fruition.
Yeah. Now I am worried about being alone with you.
You guys are all begin this tension.
Should have been nice to me when we were younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
perfect. Here we go.
That kind of like actually really oddly fits very well.
I know. The game's getting really good, and it's about to end.
Well, it doesn't have to
Arc,
end.
anyways.
It's
not
actually
end.
not going to end this session because we only have like 10 minutes left. So let's
Which
retcon
might actually be
things
perfect
because
because
I got a good.
I'll be able to play
cliffhanger for
next
you.
week. I'll be able
Okay.
to play next week, the 18th, but then the 25th, I'll be in
Okay.
California on vacation. So
Okay, perfect. That will give Voth some more time. So we'll plan for the 1st of May, the first Tuesday in May for Voth to start his game.
yeah, Tuesday the 2nd. We'll take the
Let's
25th
plan it in the
off.
forums. Let's plan it in the forums. We don't got much time
Perfect.
left.
Okay, so you guys are going to head to the shack as you're arguing back and forth, having all these issues come up. And what's your purpose for going to the shack?
I just want to do a quick notice investigation, sort of once over the entire shack. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm just curious because we just formed and exploded out of here. And I guess I get there and realize I don't really know why I was there. I guess to pick up the phone. We left the phone there.
Yes, you did. Okay, so yeah, you're just kind of seeing same things that you've seen on the phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we collect the phone and then
Head over
to the school.
stakeout. Okay. So you're at the building. We'll say it's actually on top of the school. We'll say it's on top of the school, looking out over across the field there. Okay. And you're getting things set up. What kind of things are you guys setting up and doing as you're doing this stakeout?
Food, drinks.
Food, drink.
Drinks, a good sniper spot, a good escape route to the truck. If it's one of those roofs where like a good if the only way up to the roof is like a staircase and then there's that kind of stereotypical little shack on top of the roof that has that one door, kind of like set up a defense in case we get trapped up there. Maybe set up like a rope that we can use to get down the side of the building in case we can't go through that door anymore.
To repel.
Okay. So it's kind of like a stakeout defense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, can we create an aspect for the stakeout just called Plan B, which generally encompasses like ways to get out of here if it goes bad?
Sure. We'll just take stakeout defense and call it Plan B.
Yeah.
Plan B, get out of Dodge.
Sure.
Okay. All right. That being said, we're going to montage things forward because of time purposes. You guys are going to get yourself all set up. Good. Jason became Tate. That's right.
Yeah.
We have to have him start developing drinking problems. Maybe James can develop some drinking
Oh.
problems.
Oh no, Jason totally needs drinking problems.
Yep. Okay. So you guys are going to be hanging out in your little thing. You're just going to hang out till you start seeing things there. Okay. As you are hanging out in your stakeout spot, you'll notice that they are at the field and they're setting up a stage at this time. You see some members from the community setting up a stage, and there's going to be a PA system on there. There's like a podium with a microphone, all sorts of this kind of stuff. Man, I love playing Tate. Then the afternoon's going to progress on as to start to get closer to the time of the gathering, and then you start to notice that people are starting to file in. And
do we notice anything that's not like people we know from town?
Not from town? No. You're basically going to notice all people from town.
But there's not like any monsters or aliens or...
No. Nope.
Okay.
Now I'm going to put you two guys way over here. You're up on your sniper perch. And we're going to come down to here. So that is going to represent, let me make a line because that's going to be a zone to cross to get to over onto the football, to the sports field. So that's going to be a zone there because you are up on the building. So I'll scoot you guys kind of to the front there just to represent that you're kind of hiding in your little stakeout place here. Looking.
Oh my God. I just looked at the picture. This is bad.
Drinking. I like that gift. Yes. So the night progresses on and the gathering starts. The little public gathering starts. It's late in the afternoon. It is a well-lit stage. There's legions of emotionless observers. A sparse group of fearful people are in the center. And then you guys have your plan B to get out of Dodge in place 2. As you're looking in that sparse group of fearful people, you will notice. Let me get you a picture.
This is terrible. David and Cassie.
You will notice David and Cassie. Now, you know who David is. Here's your good friend, David Gates. But
Such a ridiculous picture.
Who's Cassie?
Heck, how do we know it's her?
Huh? You can see her through your binoculars.
Oh, this is the one that James has a crush on her mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Spank Bank lady. Jeez, how old is she?
She's in her 30s.
She's got a camel toe.
Only bought.
When you blow that picture up, you look her pants. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
They're out there. You see. So how
So
this
I'm looking through the.
Jason just shoots. He shoots Cassie in the head. No, we're not worrying about her. This whole scene unfolds as the people are coming in, and at the last second, you'll see some infused bring this group of people to the center in front of the stage here, and then all of a sudden there's this big, progression where the infused.
And this is daytime.
This is late afternoon. So it's probably around 5:30, And then
what
you'll
time does it
see
get dark?
it gets dark in Lolo, Montana at 6 o'clock.
What? Fuck, let's go get in the truck.
Well, hold
Let's
on. Let me
just
set the scene.
asylum
First.
seeker through the crowd and get David and Cassie.
Let me set the scene first.
This is terrible.
This is terrible. Okay, so they bring all the people in, this sparse group of fearful people, and then some music plays on the PA system, and then you see Henry Whalen and Tracy walk up onto the stage. She approaches the microphone and the music stops. And then she starts beginning a speech. Is there at a certain point you want to leave and you're not going to hear certain parts of the speech, or what are you wanting to do?
I think, honestly, that we need a cliffhanger.
Oh, it is like 10, almost 10. Okay, we can do that and cliffhanger right here for what you guys want to do.
I mean, it's such a good spot to cliffhanger. I mean, I want to keep going, but
yeah,
it's such a good
10.
spot.
Because this could turn into an hour-long battle, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some time to think about it because my first instinct is to literally plow through it with the truck and because we've got, if they turn into supernaut zombie monsters at fucking 6, we've got 30 minutes to get this going.
Right.
Right now, they're just humans.
Right.
We'll send them to the shadows.
We should be able to make it happen, but that being
like
said,
Groundhog's Day, where we just have to interrupt the meeting every day.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
I've actually thought about how to execute
the
that.
sociopath. You want to take a car and run over a whole group of people.
Yeah, this is part A of the ending of the arc. So everything from this point on, how I kind of foresee the scene going here is Henry Whalen is going to start a speech, and he's going to start sharing some information to this gathering. Okay. And then upon that information, so I want to be able to share that information to you guys, and then we will proceed from there with, kind of decisions and stuff on what to do.
Okay. Well, I had a lot of fun this session. I thought it was a good session.
Yeah,
me too.
I like the way
yeah,
Jason is growing.
yes,
and our relationship is growing or not growing, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, it's evolving. It's changing into things.
What's fun about these games? Like, same thing happened with in the Zombie Tower, and the same thing happened with the detective and the professor.
Right.
Yep.
Can only realistically, what will happen with the paladin and cleric in the other game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. But realistically, this sort of stuff happens in D&D games too.
Right.
This just has a mechanic to reflect it and use it.
Right.
Like by me creating an aspect, and I now have a mild consequence that further reinforces my being at odds with Jason.
Yes.
And that's the major.
Yep. You have an aspect on you now that you're worried about Jason, and Jason could be losing his mind. He could not be losing his mind. It just all depends.
Well, that's up to the way he decides to role play it. My perception is that he is.
Yeah.
But then again, crazy people never think they're crazy. So
exactly. That could be a mental.
Anyways,
okay.
I do need to get going. I need to get changed and head out of here. So I will see you guys in the forum.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
I'll see you later.
Good game.
Okay. Right. Bye.